Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, the channel donations, and also Patreon family. We working. Now, very interesting news. Julio Cesar Chavez JR, he just posted a picture of him and GENNADY Golovkin, and it has the internet going berserk. It's a picture, it's like a pic stitch side by side of him and Golovkin, and the caption reads from Chavez Jr. "The fighter I saw on September 16th has no chance to beat me in my weight and active. Hashtag Chavez Jr. Hashtag clean sport. Yada, yada, yada." Very interesting things. I wasn't really expecting that, but let's talk about it. My thoughts are simple. Golovkin would obviously, if he fought Chavez Jr., he'd be the favorite to beat him. However, I seen an article from Triple G's promoter talking about they would fight against Canelo in December. Canelo already ruled that out. He wants the Mexican dates, and he says he's not fighting for the remainder of the year. So that means May and September of next year. So I've always said this, even immediately after the fight. Canelo told us at the press, I was at the fight, you know what I mean? Canelo said at the press conference, "I'm not fighting this year." That being said, I immediately stated on Twitter, if you guys follow me, that I believe Golovkin should not stagnate his career. He's tried to get a Billy Joe Saunders fight, and it wasn't really until the Kell Brook fight, somewhere around there, the Danny Jacobs fight, where people said, okay, Triple G, he's looking a little bit more human and vulnerable, that Billy Joe Saunders really expressed interest. And then it looked like him and his team, Triple G's team, were close to making the Canelo fight. And then Billy Joe Saunders was like, hey, I want a couple things me way, I got me pinned, and then that fight fell apart. So realistically, for me, there's only a few fights I want to even see from Triple G, and they shouldn't be backtracking. Billy Joe Saunders, if he wants to be undisputed, I think that's a good fight. That's a meaningful fight, because Golovkin, even in a draw, retained all of his belts. The Canelo fight, I definitely think they need a rematch, but as I stated, it's not going to happen this year, according to Canelo, and he's kind of the A-side still, right? Jermall Charlo, the #1 mandatory for the WBC belt, which Golovkin retained. But Danny Jacobs, that's another fight, but that's not realistic for next, since Danny Jacobs is fighting Luis Cuba Arias in November. So you got to kind of throw Danny Jacobs rematch, and you know that's going to take a back seat to the Canelo rematch based on money. So realistically, those are really the main fights. David Lemieux's kind of trying to go after Miguel Cotto. Besides, Golovkin already beat Lemieux easily. Cotto, he's talking about he wanted to fight the Triple G Canelo winner. I'd have to see that to believe that. So maybe the Chavez Jr. is a possibility. I think they could do this for December. It would be Golovkin moving up to 168. It'd be interesting. I would watch it. Obviously, Golovkin would be the favorite. I don't think everyone keeps saying he's regressed, but I think it's just he stepped up in better competition. The shocking part is that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is this confident coming off a career worst performance against Canelo, right? But on the contrary, Golovkin hasn't knocked out his last 2 opponents. Even if they would have fought when they had negotiations the first time, I don't know that Golovkin would have knocked out Chavez Jr. because overall, he's big, 6'1", 6'2", or whatever, and he's big and he's tough. You know what I mean? Even if, I mean, most people would favor him to beat if you watch the sparring, and that doesn't always tell anything, because I heard Golovkin was probably best in Canelo in sparring, and then when they fought, it was a competitive match. So I don't know. I don't know what Chavez Jr. is thinking, but he's saying he wants that work. I honestly would watch the fight. I can't front, especially since a Jacobs and Canelo rematch, those rematches don't look like a possibility for this year. So if he's not going to fight Jermall Charlo or unify with Billy Joe Saunders, let's say Billy Joe don't want it or is injured or whatever, shit, I think he should stay active, make that Chavez Jr. money. And people complain based on Chavez Jr., oh, I'm not watching him again. But shit, if he were to fight Golovkin and Golovkin is moving up to 68, I really do think people would watch it. Now, I don't know. The other thing to me is this. Like, a lot of fighters that I say are the boogeyman or avoided, you don't see this. Like Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux's moving up 2 divisions to fight Vasyl Lomachenko, not the other way around. If Vasyl Lomachenko was at 122, would he move up to 130 where Lomachenko was naturally bigger guy to fight him, right? Canelo moved up to fight Triple G with only the Chavez Jr. fight in tow, right? You've seen Kell Brook move up 2 weight classes to fight Golovkin. So you guys got to stop with that most avoided thing, because again, Chavez Jr. is coming off of a career worst performance and he's now calling out Triple G. So to me, that does show something. Like, maybe people feel Triple G is not looking like what he's been billed as, and he's not invincible anymore. That has to tell you that, because again, Errol Spence, he's another person who I think is avoided. Terrence Crawford, you don't see that. You don't see people coming off their career worst performance. Like, I don't see Samuel Vasquez, who got knocked out by Luis Collazo, calling out Errol Spence Jr. You know what I mean? People coming off bad losses. I had Canelo beating Chavez Jr. every single round, and he's still calling out Triple G. And he feels that his activity level and his weight, he could do something. I mean, I don't know that that's the case, but like I said, there's a couple fights in front of that. I'm sure Tom Loeffler, I mean, they're looking for big fights for Triple G. So I think people would tune into this. If you're not going to fight Charlo, which is a better fight, and Billy Joe Saunders, which is a better fight, fuck it. Chavez Jr. is talking crazy. Y'all was supposed to fight a couple years ago. I mean, I would watch it just to see it and see if Golovkin can stop Chavez, see if Chavez can exploit anything with Triple G at 168, just because Triple G, I mean, he hasn't looked invincible like he was looking in those 23 knockouts in a row. But big words from Chavez Jr. He said, the fighter I saw, and he was there live, and I seen him training today, he's big, he's looking big. He's saying the fighter I saw on September 16th has no chance to beat him. So maybe Triple G has something to say about that. Maybe they can get this cracking in an already impactful great year. Let me know your thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.